Hey guys, I thought I would post a video to my status as opposed to just typing it up because maybe, I don't know, just like maybe it seems more heartfelt, I guess. I don't know. Lately I've been going through all sorts of ridiculous shit, and I'd rather not go into all of it because that would just be stupid. But I will say that regardless of all the stupid shit that I've been going through and saying, I've been really negative. And it's been really hard not to be, considering all the horrible shit that's going on in the world. And if you have to ask why, then, you're not paying attention. There's a lot. I've always been the kind of person who, before I feel sorry for, before I hate someone or, I'm angry at them, I feel sorry for them, and I wear that weight. And on top of that, I've been really frustrated with my music. Those of you who know me well enough know that I'm a music producer, musician, like a songwriter, kind of a guy thing. And before this whole Numbra thing, I was in this band called We Are I Am, and we had a huge fan base. And ever since I started doing Numbra by myself, I just can't get that fan base back, and that's been bugging me. Especially with a bunch of other buddies of mine who've been doing this. A lot of them know the right people, got their break. And I'm looking at these guys who they don't really have time for me anymore because they have what I had, and I want to be up there with them. I work every day, and it makes me kind of angry with myself more so than anything. Like, why? Is my music that bad? Things like that. I have a lot of buddies who have immense, just dope studios, and they have all these things to work with to master their music, to really bring out the quality, and I don't really have that option. And things like that, I'd say it's kind of jealousy and greed, I wouldn't sugarcoat it. Maybe avarice, not so much greed. And anyway, I've been harboring a lot of this stuff, and it's only been kind of teared over the edge by, recent events that kind of went all fucky on me. And today, I was talking to my mom upstairs. Excuse my voice, I'm sick. I was talking to my mom upstairs. Now, a little backstory here for those who don't know anything about me or my family. When I was 4 years old, my mom was diagnosed with terminal cancer. It was so aggressive that the only way they could, remove the mass that was growing in her upper thorax, or whatever you want to call that, was by removing 6 ribs and putting in a prosthesis, which at the time they didn't really, wasn't like a common thing, so they had to kind of jerry-rig something, which didn't take. And during the surgery, she actually did die, and the actual prosthesis had slid down later on and caused more complications. They put her on medication that actually, for a while, they were institutionalized my mom, and she had some relapses with the cancer, and and she now has a lot of psychological issues because of this constant terror. So that's the backstory. She also has a lot of self-conscious issues because the cancer had actually caused a hernia in her stomach, which caused it to distend. She's afraid of judgment, and people have said things to her like, "Oh, when's the baby due?" and things like that. And for a woman who's faced death head-on and survived, it almost broke her, but she's still alive. So that's her backstory. Now, I'm sitting and talking with this woman in the lieu of my self-pity and anger. And my mom says something to me that actually kind of humbled me. Caused a bit of a revelation, if you will. She says to me, and this is something you hear a lot, but it doesn't really ring out as much unless you're hearing it firsthand from someone who's gone through that kind of stuff. And maybe me, like many others like me, just choose to kind of ignore it, or it just doesn't matter. But she said to me, in the first face value, she said, "There's so much to be grateful for." She said the fact that you can be there and you can see, you have eyes, you can see, you can look around and experience your world is something to be grateful for. She said my grandmother is still alive. She could still tell her she loves her. She could still hold her, laugh with her. That's something to be grateful for. She has my dad, who loves her very, very much, who loves her so goddamn much that, my mom's never felt that before from anybody, and she's grateful for that. She's grateful for the fact that every day she can wake up, and she always wakes up in pain. She has a hard time getting out of bed, generally, because her body's always kind of shutting down on her. And she said every day she can wake up and walk around, experience her world around her, is a gift, and it is something to be grateful for. She said every day should be a practice that we take a moment when we wake up to realize how lucky we are and all we have to be grateful for. And I realized that, my family's still alive. I have a roof over my head. I may not have the most fashionable clothes, but I have clothes. I have a wonderful life, actually. I have a beautiful, amazing, understanding woman in my life, Madison. I love her. I have so much love in that relationship. That's something to be grateful for, because a lot of people have issues finding something like that. When it comes to my music, I realized, I may not have the most expensive setup. I may not have the clearest sound, but I can express myself. I can still make music. There's so many people out there who don't even have that option. That's something to be grateful for. Instead of looking towards getting diamonds and gold, maybe you should just appreciate the fact that you have copper. You have something. I may not have a huge fan base, and that's okay, because I still have a passion for what I do. And that's really all that matters. It's your own personal journey. And so what if I lost a friend recently who kind of fucked me over? I have tons more. I have people who want to be my friend. People I've actually overlooked in my own fucking blind rage. I don't know. Just ignored. Every day is a gift. I didn't even realize I spend most of my time indoors. You go out, there's vibrant colors everywhere. Life is a huge, just vibrant experience, and you overlook it, worrying about the next, pop icon, the next gaming console, the next iPad, you name it. Now you kind of forget that you already have the most precious gift of all, life. And without that, you wouldn't be able to experience all these things you obsess over. How can you appreciate the building if you're not appreciating the foundation? Anyway, I guess my point is that after all this, I'm going to be okay. I have a lot to be grateful for. So much. I could write a list, and I know I'd be missing so many things. But at the core of it, I'm so happy that I'm alive, and I have the option to go out into the world and meet people and do things. And I'm grateful for all of you guys too. You guys, all of you. And those of you who actually take the time to fucking view my stupid shit and show me that someone's there. Goddamn, you guys are amazing. I just want you guys to know I think about you all the time, and I'm grateful for so many things. One of them is being alive, and secondly is that I'm sharing this life with all of you. Maybe you guys can, if you're feeling it and you managed to watch through this whole thing, maybe you could share with me what you're grateful for in this world.